Hey, what is up, mortals? It is Scythe here with a new video for you guys. Welcome to part 2 of What If Deku Was Taskmaster? I just wanted to greet you guys by just saying, sit back and relax. You're in for a treat. So, let us begin. Alright, next on the agenda is to fill out these career forms. You guys are third years, so you'd better start thinking long and hard about your future. I would hand these out, but I'm guessing you all want to be heroes, am I right? Said the teacher as he crumpled up the papers and threw them into the air. The class gave a loud cheer as the students showed off their quirks. Of the people who weren't cheering, Bakugo yelled out, "You'd better not lump me in with these losers." Many of his classmates protested against his arrogance before he silenced them with a massive explosion, screaming, "Bring it on! I'll beat all your stupid asses!" Bakugo, you're going for UA, correct? Ambitious as ever, I see. Of course I am! That's because it's the only school worthy of me. The hero destined to surpass all might. The blonde boy exclaimed while jumping onto his desk. Oh, aren't you going for UA too, Midoriya? Yep, sure am. Izuku said with his eyes glued to his notebook, where he appeared to be designing something. Bakugo's face tensed with annoyance when he heard this as he sat down. The rest of the lesson went by and it was time for the students to start heading home. As his classmates packed up and left, Izuku finished sketching something in his notebook before he felt his phone buzz. He reached into his pocket and answered a call. "Are you coming?" asked an agitated feminine voice on the other end. "Calm down, I'll be there." "On time?" "I was late one time." "Yeah, by an hour!" "Fair point, but I won't be late again." "And I'm done designing the you-know-what," Izuku said with a grin as he tried to extinguish the girl's anger. "Wait, really?" shouted the excited girl, who immediately forgot that she was angry in the first place. "Yeah, and try not to blow my eardrums out when you see it." The two say their goodbyes before hanging up. Izuku packs his bag and tries to leave before an angry Bakugo blocks the door. "Whatever this is, I don't have time for it. So," Izuku says before being cut off by one of Bakugo's friends. "Deku, what the hell do you think you're doing applying to UA?" Bakugo asks. "Well, it is a hero school, and I want to be a hero. That answers your question?" "Yes, good. See ya," said Izuku, who tried to quickly leave before getting cut off by another of Bakugo's friends. "Look, I've really gotta go, so—" "Look," Bakugo said with a sinister smirk with one arm on Izuku's shoulder. "I'm supposed to be the first and only person from this crappy public school to get into UA, so don't you dare mess up my plans." "Your plans can suck it, 'cause I don't care. Not everything's about you, so get over yourself." Izuku forcefully shoving Bakugo out of his way. "Why, you little—" Bakugo charges an explosion in his palm. As he swipes at Izuku, he catches the attack with one arm before twisting his wrist, pulling Bakugo in, and landing a quick shot to the nose with his elbow that sends the blonde hurtling towards a desk and smashing into the wooden edge with a loud thud that passes the desk back. Izuku turns to Bakugo's friends with a glare, before they fearfully part and make way for Izuku to exit. That's more like it. It has been 8 years since being adopted by Gunhead, and since then he's mastered multiple martial arts, honed his quirk to an incredible degree, and gained remarkable strength, speed, and reflexes. Despite being bullied as a child, he made him considerably more respected in his class, with many even fearing him more than Bakugo. However, the blonde was not receptive to the idea that Izuku, or Deku, as he called him, could not only stand against him in a fight, but even defeat him. Nevertheless, Izuku paid no mind to what anyone thought of him. He just wanted to keep his head down and focus on becoming a great hero. He didn't have any friends at school, but there was one person who would always brighten up his day, an upbeat pink-haired girl named Mei Hatsume. The two met about 5 years ago and had been close ever since. They met through their parents, who were rather best friends. The girl's mother worked for a company that designed suits and support gear for heroes and personally designed the Gunhead's costume. Gunhead and Mrs. Hatsume had organized a meeting between the two children because neither had a large social circle, or any for that matter. Izuku was beginning to gain an interest in using special weapons and gadgets as a hero, and Mei hoped to have a future designing support items, so it seemed like a good fit. However, the parents never expected the two to become so close. Once Izuku saw how talented Mei was, he made it his mission to learn as much as possible from the girl, and their friendship began to blossom. They appreciated each other's company because of their similar and unhealthy habit of fully immersing themselves in achieving their goal without regard for exhaustion, others around them, hygiene, or even other food. Apart from her mother, who was often busy, Izuku was the first person to relate to Mei's never-depleting drive. Working with a like-minded person was much nicer than working alone. As the years went by, the two helped each other grow in skill, and often took over projects for one another when they felt stuck. The girl was significantly more opposed to this than Izuku, because of her sense of pride. However, even she could admit when she's stuck and needs an extra pair of eyes to see things she can't. Izuku had been working on one of the said projects over the past week, which is why the girl was eager to see him. Now, this video is sponsored by NordVPN. Staying safe online is an ever-growing difficulty, and hackers could exploit you. NordVPN allows you to change your IP address, making you harder to track, securing your privacy, and in addition to providing you with safe passage through the web, you can also expand the reach of your favorite streaming services. Are you tired of going through 2, 3, or even 4 streaming services to watch your favorite anime? Well, with NordVPN, you can change your country and be able to binge shows like My Hero Academia, Naruto, and many others on your favorite streaming service with just a press of a button. Check out the link in the description to get 72% off when buying for 2 years, or $3.29 a month. This deal is for a limited time, and thank you to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. Good thing I'm not late. I'm not in the mood for another earful, Izuku thought to himself as he rang the doorbell of his friend's home. Once the door opened, he was met by a loud and not-so-welcoming greeting. "You're finally here! Show me the sketch!" "Oh, my day was fine. How about yours?" "It was fine. Now show me the design, please!" Alright, jeez. Izuku reached into his backpack and pulled out his sketchbook before flipping through it to find his desired page. The girl could not finish her own design for a version of a jetpack used by a pro hero named Airjet. Izuku had been working on this design for 3 weeks. Mei asked for help several months back, but because of her attempts of making it being a little too explosive. Upon laying her eyes upon Izuku's design, she spiraled into a trance, mumbling to herself. Hello?" Izuku said, snapping his fingers. Yeah, sorry. Were you able to think of a way to make my explosive arrows smaller?" "Not by much. At least not without losing too much firepower. They're gonna need a lot more tinkering." Of course they are. At least we could finish up your jetpack." Izuku changed into some old clothes and the two went to a shed just outside her house that was set aside for Mei to tinker with and house her inventions. They spent the next 1.5 hours working on the jetpack, which blew up in their face, both literally and figuratively. "That propulsion system sure is a pain. I spent 3 weeks on that design. I barely slept," Izuku said with pain at their failure. "Relax, 17th time's the charm." "That was the 17th time." "Then 18th time's the charm." I still don't get how this stuff never phases her. "Kids, are you okay? Was that the jetpack again?" asked Mei's mother, concerned that the two were hurt as she entered the garage. "We're fine, and we're getting closer, I can feel it. My baby's gonna be cute when she's ready." Mei stroked the jetpack. Izuku's alarm went off as he dusted himself off and prepared to go home. "Guess that's all we could do today. Let's work on your hours next time. I think I'm close to perfecting them." "Good idea." Izuku changed back to his uniform before heading home. "Bye, Mei. Bye, Mrs. Hatsume," he said as he exited their home. Gunhead welcomed Izuku as he came home. "Hey, Izuku." "Oh, hi. You're home early," Izuku said in surprise. "Yeah, crime's been pretty low, so patrol moved on quicker. So how was your time with Mei?" "Bad. Our jetpack blew up. Again." "Sorry to hear. Oh, how about some ice cream to lift your mood? I got some on my way home." "Yeah, thanks." The two would have dinner and then eat some ice cream for dessert. The next day would arrive and Izuku would go to school, train, study, and then brainstorm ideas to make his arsenal more formidable. By this point, Izuku's skills were rather diverse. He had mastered gunhead martial arts after about 2 years thanks to his quirk, and proceeded to study several other martial arts ranging from Kung Fu to Taekwondo to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Thanks to honing his physical abilities, with gunhead and his quirk, he could grasp them quicker, and with minimal instruction. On top of this, he took on archery to enhance his long-range abilities, and mastered it in mere 3 months. Thanks again to his quirk. To equip himself even further, he constantly helped Mei work on her inventions, and learned many skills along the way. Now he can design and create various gadgets, like trick arrows. He used these skills to draw a detailed plan for his hero suit. He made 2 gauntlets with grappling hooks and capture tape, many trick arrows with a custom bow he made, and a skull mask with an air filter. Gunhead's costume inspired the gauntlets and mask. The mask is skull-shaped because he wanted it to look more menacing than Gunhead's. This gear wasn't perfect. The gauntlets, mask, and several trick arrows needed modifications, and he still needed a special weapon that he wouldn't be able to make himself. Luckily, he's applying to UA, so he'll be able to get in touch with a high-caliber support company to improve his gear. Unfortunately, he won't be able to access a support company until he gets his acceptance letter from UA, so he can't get any help to improve his gear before the test. At least he had Hatsume to help, but her primary motivator was the fact that she'd have her own testing dummy. Her words, by the way. To showcase her precious babies to the school during the hero entrance exam before the support course entrance interview begins, meaning she'll have a significant advantage over her competition before the school even sees her face. The thought of doing it because they were close friends had hardly crossed her mind. The young girl was nothing if not opportunistic. The 10 months were considerably stressful, as the teens would spend even more time together than usual. They usually only met 3 days a week, but had to meet every day to dedicate as much time as possible to their craft. They planned to use the first 5 months to primarily work on Izuku's hero gear, and the final 5 on Mei's gadgets to present to UA's staff during her interview for the support course. The Izuku-centered months were manageable, but the Mei-centered ones were pretty hellish for him. The day he spent testing Mei's prototype's hoverboard and muscle stimulation suit was especially grueling. This is safe, right? Izuku, you know me. When's anything ever safe? Start! Izuku screamed for his life as one side of the board malfunctioned, and the other let off too much force and sent him flying into a wall. Oh no! Are you okay? Mei rushed to Izuku, promptly throwing him aside as she cuddled her baby. Not too hurt, are you? Mom's gonna make it all better. Shh, don't worry. There, shh. Izuku picked himself up, to a familiar sight of Mei fondling over her invention, while he held himself in pain. Is it weird that I didn't even expect her to help me? He thought to himself. Mei carefully placed the board away before telling Izuku to change onto the muscle stimulation suit that could supposedly shock the body into performing at peak levels using electric shocks. Izuku's face immediately went pale as she described her suit as he muttered, Am I even gonna make it to the entrance exam? The suit malfunctioned horribly and left Izuku on the ground to it. Are you alive? Mei? Izuku muttered weakly. Yep, you're fine, the girl said, dismissing her concerns, which immediately returned with his following words. Why is there a fairy holding a shooting star? Oh no, I broke him! She said while frantically trying to shake the boy back to his senses. Izuku thankfully survived the experience, with Mei apologizing to him. Eventually, it was the day of the entrance exam. Izuku got dressed in a green tracksuit and equipped some of his gear before being sent off by Gunhead. Finally, the big day! I'm so proud of you, Gunhead said, hugging Izuku tightly. Okay, but let go, please. Can't pass if I suffocate. Oops, sorry about that. I'll be sure to bring you some cookies tonight. Thanks, Dad. For everything. I wouldn't be able to go to UA if it weren't for you. Ah, Izuku. Gunhead went for another hug, but Izuku put out a hand to stop him. Whoa. Remember, I gotta breathe to pass the exam. Right, sorry. Good luck. I don't need it. You trained me well, Izuku says, smiling and waving goodbye to the pro. On his way to UA, his phone rang, and he answered it to hear Mei. Morning. I just wanted to wish you luck today. That's oddly considerate. Hey, that's mean. I am considerate. The two paused for a moment before laughing at the statement. Considerate, she says. But seriously, though, do your best, okay? Sure thing. Thanks, Mei. The two hang up, and Izuku looks at his phone as he says she didn't even bring up her babies once. I'm impressed. He was cut off by a text message from Hatsume. Did she forget something? Of course. The message read, Don't forget to make my babies look good out there! Yeah, should have seen that coming, Izuku says with a chuckle. Thank you all for indulging yourself in all this information thus far. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, there are a few more things that I'd like to go over before the video ends. Firstly, if you're ever in the mood for some great storytelling, We the Celestials have got you covered. Our We the Celestials, My Hero Academia, and Naruto What If channels retell the story of their namesake anime with a twist. Check it out if you're interested. Secondly, on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in the production of today's awesome content. Their details can be found in the description below. Lastly, if you're interested in what we do here at We the Celestials, then I'd like to extend you an invitation to join the team. The only caveat being that we only accept members from 16 years and up to join our crew. You can sign up for whichever category fulfills your interest by joining the recruitment Discord using the link in the description below. We're always looking for members to join us. Well, that's it from today's video. So, thank you all so much for watching and have a divine day.